Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirt Revival Tour here on Arsenal TV. My name is Mac. The internet calls me Arsenal, and tonight we have a pillar, a milestone. Halfway down the calendar we are, because ladies and gentlemen, it is round number 5. It is Eldora Speedway. It is a crown jewel kind of night. And I know, I get it. I've heard the rumblings. The broadcaster was late. I'm sorry, that is on me. That's why I didn't make you guys sit out the 10-minute timer. I wanted to tell you guys, actually, before we get started here tonight, I wanted to tell you guys some things that's changing. Because tonight is a crown jewel night, and we're going to follow the Dreams warm-up. It's only fitting we're here in Eldora, so might as well follow the Dreams format. They're going to warm up, they're going to have their warm-up, you know, they're going to get the track packed in, all that good stuff, and then we're going to run the heats, and the winners from those heats are going to set up a dash. And what a dash is it's going to be the top 2 out of each heat. That's going to set your top 10 for the feature. Those dash results are going to set up the feature, the top 10 for the feature. It's going to be 8 laps. The dash is going to be. There's going to be 8 laps, and we are going to do $10 to win for that dash winner. And just in case you guys did not know, there are a lot of contingencies being paid out here tonight. If you bear with me, I will pull up every single one of them. So, we've got $100+ in payouts going to these drivers here tonight in the Dirt Revival Tour. We've got $50 to the feature winner. Straight up $50. That's a payday. I can't say that other word. We're family friendly here on Arsenal TV. $10 to the lowest I-rated driver to transfer in from the heats. So, typically, you know, you want to flex that big I rating. It really helps your ego, we'll call it that. Really helps your ego getting up there in the top echelon of the I rating. But we're going to benefit the people with low I rating. $10 to the lowest I rated driver to transfer from the heats. On top of that, it's another $10 to the lowest I rated driver to transfer from the LCQs. That's going to be your B mains that we run here after the heats. Another $10 is going to go to the lowest I rated driver in the feature. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I think that means that we have a potential to see somebody winning $20 over the $10. I guess whoever is lower I rated from the heats and the LCQs, that's who's going to win that 20. $10 also to whoever wins each B main. So, you know, typically the B mains are kind of where you see the defensive driving here in the DRT. You see people get up into those transfer spots. They hold it with their life. They defend it. They don't want to lose it whatsoever. They are done taking chances after that. As we hop on board here with Nate Wimhoff, who's running a few laps in that number 48. But $10 to win each LCQ, so that's going to be some real hard racing here tonight. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, we also have some stuff going on in the stream tonight. I know you guys heard me. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been saying we're going to give something out. Also, hang on, before I continue any further, I just want to say there's a big storm right over where Arsenal TV is headquartered at, man. It is coming an absolute monsoon. If the electricity drops in the studio here, I will be back as soon as I can, but I just want you guys to know, if that power does drop, it's going to take a second for me to get, you know, back on the computer. And that's if it comes back on immediately. I really hope that we don't go like hours tonight without power. That would be very bad. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. Just in case there's a random drop in the stream, you know exactly what happened. Anyway, here we go. I'm continuing now. We're giving away $20 to a random viewer in chat. Now, when that time comes, I'm going to have to ask you guys to type a certain something, I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, in chat. So you must be able to type in chat if you're watching me on a TV or, you know, something across the room. Make sure you get on that device when I tell you to type a certain thing in chat. And that's going to enroll you in the giveaway to win the $20. That's going to be via Cash App, via PayPal, via Venmo, you know, just the leading brands in online electronic, you know, transactions and stuff like that. So, that's going to be up for grabs. There's also going to be another $20 of iRacing credits to an already made iRacing account holder of the channel. So, that's going to be a separate giveaway, but a giveaway nonetheless. So $40 is up for grabs here tonight in the Arsenal TV stream, both on YouTube and Twitch. I do believe we are live on both. Let me just go confirm. I know we're live on Twitch. I can see that. We are live on YouTube as well. So really cool stuff there. So yeah, you guys are gonna want to be here when I when I announce when you need to be typing stuff in chat. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do just a little bit of housekeeping here, as I don't believe any of these guys have actually taken the track yet. Oh, I take that back. Jeffrey Hyatt is out on track along with Tyson Banks. You'll hop along with them while I get this sorted here real quick. I do apologize. Let's edit this. I want to advertise that there's a $40 giveaway tonight in the stream. That should save. Now if I load my YouTube channel back up, it should reflect. Yes, sir. Okay. Appreciate all you guys coming in. Appreciate everything. Appreciate the support you guys have given me. Anyway, that is going to be 14601 on behalf of Tyson Banks. We did not get to see that. However, we are getting to see Aaron Bowman put his car up, and Elena Rouge in that All Motor Racing 86 super late model. As let's get some volume adjustment here for you guys. Let's hear some stuff. Let's hear these cars roar. That should be golden. Next group out for qualifying. It is completely random. They are doing completely random tonight. So unfortunately, I just have to click like an idiot through my SDK. And here we go. That's maybe just a tad too loud. Go down a little bit on that. Justin Sick running his first hot lap here in that number 2, repping Midwest Sim Sports. He's going to stick it around the top line. He's going to come around for a 14.74 for Justin Sick. That's going to be a 14.95 for Dylan Domastro. Brandon Schatz is going to be running a 15.06. Back on with Justin Sick as he crosses the line for his second flying lap. That's going to be a 14.68. Unfortunately, not going to change his position there at all. Brandon Schatz is going to go a little faster, though, with a 14.75. That's going to get him up into P4 until James Murphy knocks both those drivers off their perch with a 14.67. So a very good lap done by James Murphy there. As we have, I believe, our next group, which consists of RBJ, Deese Price, Daryl Bass, And Hayden Tollison, the Big H, rocking that orange super late model this week. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching this, whatever state, whatever country, whatever continent, does not matter. Anyone is welcome to enjoy some sick dirt racing here at the Dirt Revival Tour here on ATV. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Maybe some of you, as Hayden Tollison runs a 14.68, good enough for P5 currently. I'm sure some of you were participating in the iRacing Spa 24-hour. I myself, RBJ, runs second. I myself, along with my teammates at 4X Racing, we did the Spa 24-hour. Finished P11 in that race, so not too shabby. We were hoping for a top 10, however, things just did not seem to align for that. As things do happen. As we get ready for our next group of qualifiers to come out. Looks like Jason Wilson might be part of that group. If not, then I'm not. Oh, here we go. They all just pop up at once. We got Kyle Davis, Derek Jester, Clayton Clewell, who did, in fact, inform me over Discord DMs how to pronounce his last name. That's the stuff I appreciate from the DRT drivers representing Elite Signs and Graphics. You'll see their logo in the top right, as well as all the other sponsors of the Dirt Revival Tour. And they are what make crown jewel nights like this possible. So big shout out to all those sponsors. Once again, you'll see them in the top right all night long. And Willie T, owner-operator of Willie T Performance, another sponsor of the DRT. He's going to run a 14.777. That's going to be good enough to crack the top 10 for now. Blake Culver out there as well, running P8. Now I believe we're on for Casey Borgmeyer, Zach Gold, Preston Shepard, Justin Byram in that number 19, representing Coast to Coast Sim Sports. As Justin Byram is prepping to put down his first time. It's going to be all about what he can do in turn 3 and 4. He's going to stick it up top. That's going to be a 14.99. So about 4/10 off the pole pace for Justin Byram. He's going to have to figure something out in this second lap if he's going to want a good qualifier here. And he's going to run just a tiny bit slower. However, as of right now, he is the top qualifier out of this group. Zach Gold just changed that and made me shut my mouth. So did Casey Borgmeyer. Zach Gold with a 14.80. Casey Borgmeyer with a 14.89. So Carson Jenkins looks like he's going to be lining up. I believe he might be starting his qualifying lap here very soon. Actually, I take that back. It looks like it's going to be Nate Wimhoff, Brandon Jones, Michael Coate, Jonathan Snyder, Will Bennett as well. Will Bennett with one of the most memorable moments of the season, when he almost had himself the heist of the century back at Lernerville. That was an absolutely incredible time. That was an incredible race. We'll see what the number 22 driver can do here. About to put down his first time repping that top side up to the rooftops. He's going to stick it in for a 14.97. Not going to be a very good lap. Nate Wimhoff, however, is going to run P8. That's going to be 14.75. He comes back around. Can he top it? I don't believe so. He's going to try one more time. And I don't know if the information they're giving me up here in the scoring tower is correct, but I think Nate Wimhoff just ran a 14.75 all 3 laps. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. That is sure what it looked like. Jesse Newsom, Scott Merritt, Samuel Lawson, Mason Cassidy. Out here to qualify now. Jesse Newsom, one of your championship leaders. I do believe it has shifted since last week with RBJ coming out with that win. As no, Jesse Newsom still on top. Top 5 is going to be Jesse Newsom, RBJ, Hayden Tullison, Carson Jenkins. P5 is also going to be Zach Weisenfla in the championship. Jesse Newsom, unfortunately, got dealt a bad draw in the qualifying. It's going to be 14.678, but once again, the commentator just gets proved wrong. That is going to be 14.68 on behalf of Jesse Newsom, representing Coast to Coast Sim Sports. He might have this track figured out. Mason Cassidy's going to be running a 14.82. We've got just 3 more qualifiers. Unless they're opting to not qualify, which I don't believe so. Now, here we go. Ethan Stuckwish, Carson Jenkins, Ian Lindell, your 3 drivers that haven't posted a time yet. Take that back. Carson Jenkins just put up a 14.88. The scoring tower does not like qualifying whatsoever. As we are now finished with qualifying, that's going to be Tyson Banks, your pole sitter, with a 14.60. RBJ in second with a 14.65. Aaron Bowman, James Murphy, Jesse Newsom round out your top 5. And then you have Justin Sick, the Big H, Hayden Tullison, Brandon Schatz, Nate Wimhoff, and Blake Culver rounding out your top 10 here at Eldora. And ladies and gentlemen, I've got a few minutes before we get into some heat racing. So why don't we run a giveaway? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give away $20 iRacing credit to an already made iRacing account. If you or your loved one or a friend you know is 100% actively racing on the service at this time, and you would like to win on their behalf, please type DRT, all caps, in the YouTube or Twitch chat now. I will be rolling a winner in 2 to 3 minutes. So everybody just type 3 letters DRT. That's all you have to type in. And we will get this giveaway going here in about 2 or 3 minutes. So make sure you get that text in there, DRT. Everybody over on the YouTube, yes, I see we've got some people on the YouTube, so they heard it loud and clear. We got people on the Twitch typing it, so they heard loud and clear. So here we go. Everybody type DRT if you would like $20 worth of iRacing credits gifted to you or your loved one, your friend, your boss, your coworker, whoever you know that plays iRacing actively. Type in the chat DRT. And we will get this rolling. Once again, guys, make sure to type in as I'm getting all this stuff here wrote down, or not wrote down, I should say. As I believe that is everybody. Here we go. We're getting set for heat number 1. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you guys type in DRT. I'm going to let you guys get all that. We're going to roll it as soon as this heat's over. So that way we give people time to maybe get in here, type it out, do whatever. We are going to go ahead, because I didn't expect heat number 1 to start this quick. So we are going to go ahead and get into heat race number 1 here. P9 is going to be Preston Shepard. P8 is going to be Will Bennett. Samuel Lawson in P7. Kyle Davis in P6. Zach Gold on the inside of him in row number 3. Row number 2 is going to consist of Tyson Banks and Jesse Newsom. Nate Wimhoff is going to be taking that second spot, and your pole sitter for heat race number 1 here at the Crown Jewel event at Eldora Speedway, Clayton Clewell. So what a time to be alive. I got the last name right. Clayton Clewell is going to be leading us off. As we're going to get up in the DRT blimp and look at these drivers pace around virtual Rossburg, Ohio. Absolutely gorgeous place. If you haven't been there in real life, make sure you go see it, whether it's the Dream, whether it's the World, anything like that. Chase, you're not getting 2 entries. Good try. I'll put you in for 1, though. I'll put you in for 1. But can't be entered twice. Here we go on board with Clayton Clewell here. He will take us away. as we get ready for heat race number 1. We are invoking restart zones. And I believe Clayton Cleewell might have just jumped the start if I'm getting the correct information in my earpiece. Not 110% sure, but Jesse Newsom's going to try to make a move. He's going to try his best to make something on Clayton Cleewell's stick. However, the Elite Science and Graphics operator doing well right now. Jesse Newsom already getting aggressive. He's already getting active. He's going to try to slide up in 3 and 4. It's not going to check out for him. Clayton Cleewell's going to give him the receipt. Return to sender as we've got Nate Wimhoff looking to get active as well. Tyson Banks going to take advantage of that, and he's going to get underneath him and secure that spot back. They're going to go round and round like a conveyor belt until eventually the move sticks, and it looks like it has in fact stuck. Clayton Cleewell here trying to get that position back on Jesse Newsom. Tyson Banks is going to run a purple lap, 14.818. And Clayton Cleewell trying to make things happen. We've got a little bit of a scrap back here, or I guess it was. Will Bennett did drop off the pace. Maybe some contact between those two. Kyle Davis and Samuel Lawson are out. They are D and F for this heat, so we'll see them in the B main. Coming up, 3 to go here for Jesse Newsom. As he looks to be running out and away with this. As Jesse Newsom coming across in one corner, he will start the final lap of this inaugural heat. Tyson Banks needs to calm himself and his 747 down, because he is currently in a transfer spot, but pulling something like that, he might lose it. Clayton Cleewell's going to go for it, and he unfortunately gets all of his pace killed on entry. That is going to be Jesse Newsom and Tyson Banks. We will see them in the dash. And now, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to roll this giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull up a window capture here. We're going to capture this Google Chrome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we are going to roll. I'm going to look through here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't believe I did. I did type all these names in myself, so they're not going to be perfect. I was doing it very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to enter the giveaway, type DRT. I'm rolling in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are click. And Chase Copeland is your winner of the $20 iRacing credit. I am not a scammer. This is not rigged. I am not the WWE. We have ourselves a winner. That is going to be Chase Copeland, your winner of the first giveaway. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a $20 just straight up money that we will be giving away before the feature. Oh no, I'm coughing, I'm losing my voice. Here we go, heat race number 2. Your pole sitter Brandon Jones already messing up in the first corner. Justin Sick is going to take advantage of that. We've got Justin Sick, we've got Brandon Jones, Blake Culver, RBJ, D. Sprice, Dylan Del Mastro, Casey Borgmeyer, Jason Wilson, and Michael Coate. Here in this heat, Justin Sick is going to be running your purple lap, obviously, because it's the first lap. Mac, get it together. And he is going to run it again when full laps are in. He's a 10th faster than RBJ. So the Midwest Sim Sports driver looking to put a hold on this heat race. Congratulations to Chase. I'll send it to you after the event tonight, you lucky duck. Taking more money from me. It's a story that goes back about 15 years. Justin Sick putting this heat in an absolute chokehold, as is RBJ, who has no, and I mean no, contest. Absolutely no contest for this second spot. So if all things go well, Justin Sick and RBJ are going to be your transfers out of heat race number 2. They will head to the dash, and we will see them compete for some money. Apologize, but here's the weather for tonight. I didn't go over it at the top of the broadcast. Is our two leaders, Robbie Buchanan Jr., Justin Sick, they are fighting tooth and nail for this heat race win. Hopefully they do not toss and get themselves out of the feature and have to go through the B main. Robbie Buchanan Jr., however, gonna get this heat race win locked and loaded. Justin Sick had it in the beginning. Maybe used a little too much stuff as Robbie Buchanan ends up getting past him for the win. So as I was saying, our weather for tonight, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. 76% humidity in the air. Track temperature is going to be 90 degrees, so it's hot, but it's not insanely hot. Wind blowing at 2 miles per hour shouldn't really affect these drivers in any way. So if we take a look at our grid for heat race number 3, Ian Lindell, Justin Byram, Ethan Stuckwish, Jonathan Snyder, Mason Cassidy, Aaron Bowman, the Big H, Hayden Tullison, Jeffrey Hyatt, and your pole sitter, Kane Williams, representing Midwest Sim Sports, and that number 22 super late model. Restart zone is going to be the light pole in the middle of 3 and 4. If anybody jumps the start, they will be knocked back 2 rows. So here we go. He should be passing it about now. So when we do, when the pace truck does pull in, you guys have a little bit of a representation, a little bit of a visual aid for knowing when these drivers are going to start. Kane Williams is going to take off quick. That iRacing pace truck pulling in, and he's going to get right to it. He is looking real clean going through these first few corners. We've got some love for Aaron Bowman in the chat, so we will go on board with the number 44, Aaron Bowman. You saw Aaron Bowman there get into the 54 of Jonathan Snyder. A little bit rubbing his racing in that black and gold. Absolutely stunning number 44. Going back towards the front, Kane Williams still holding a 0.3 of a second lead over the Big H. As that is going to shrink with a poor turn 1 and 2. Hayden Tullison on the attack now. 3 laps to go. Right now, Mason Cassidy is the first out, and that number 17, the coast-to-coast Sim Sports driver, looking to make his way into the feature, and unfortunately, it might have to be through a B-main. And a little bit on the weather update at the Arsenal TV headquarters. Looks like the bad weather, the severe weather, I should say, has rolled through. We're going to be getting nothing but a little bit of rain, just some light rain over the next hour. So hopefully that means all is good and well. Kane Williams and Hayden Tullison are going to be taking your 2 transfer spots out of this heat, going into heat race number 4. We've got ourselves one hell of a grid here. Elena Rouge is going to be in P8, representing All Motor Racing. Derek Jester, P7. Daryl Bass, P6. Carson Jenkins, representing Coast to Coast. He's going to be in P5. James Murphy is going to be in P4. Brandon Schatz is going to be in P3. We know him and Carson Jenkins tend to butt heads a little bit when they get on track together. We will see how it plays out here tonight. They will be heat racing together. And in front of them is Willie T. William Thayer, representing Midwest Sim Sports, and Willie T. Performance in that P2 spot. And your pole sitter for heat race number 4 is going to be the Zimbabwean Scott Merrick in that number 310. So an incredible grid here tonight for heat race number 4. I'm sure we'll have 2 more heats after this, maybe just 1. But I think we'll have 2 heats after this. And then we get into some B-mains. Brandon Schatz, as always, rocking that Duluth Trading. Number 34, Midwest Sim Sports, super late model. Scott Merrick is going to take him up and away in that black and pink 3. And I said it, Carson Jenkins already tapping the back of Brandon Schatz there in turn number 1. We'll keep an eye on him for a few laps here. He's got real pace at these bigger tracks. Well, he's got pace at every track, does Carson Jenkins. I mean, he had 3 of his teammates running his paint with him towards the beginning of the season. That's how you know you have commanded respect. And he is not afraid to race you on track either, Carson Jenkins. Meanwhile, here up front, Brandon Schatz is getting into Scott Marek just a little bit. Scott Marek is going to throw an absolute slider, overtaking two drivers. Scott Marek. James Murphy's going to try to do something about it. Brandon Schatz and Carson Jenkins are in the back. There is a caution out. We'll take a look. We'll take a look for sure. Here is the 34 of Brandon Schatz, and he's just going to run right into the back of Carson Jenkins. At this point, it just seems like it's week after week, these two getting into each other. As we rewind here, we'll take another look. As Brandon Schatz is just going to come around turn 4. He's got one heck of a run. I'll give him that, but just couldn't get his car in between the front stretch wall and Carson Jenkins, number 62. That is just really unlucky on the behalf of Brandon Schatz. Very, very, very unlucky on behalf of Carson Jenkins, who has voiced his anger at some of the stuff going on in this league. You've heard it in interviews. That, I'm sure, is not going to help. As I'm not entirely sure what is happening. The storm might be taking down the internet connection here at Arsenal TV HQ. We're going to start racing again, though, boys. Heat race number 4. We have 5 laps to go. I hope I'm still airing my voice out to you lovely people, you lovely strangers on the internet. I hope you're still hearing my voice, as we are still racing here in the DRT. Scott Marek and James Murphy going to absolute war with each other, keeping it clean, though. Very respectful racing out of the two top drivers right now. Scott Marek having a little bit of an advantage here coming into 3 and 4. James Murphy's going to try to make something work. Daryl Bass is right behind him, following him. Scott Marek really making that high side work. He's going to hit a switchback on James Murphy. That's going to be clean as a washer. James Murphy coming around again. Here we go. Last lap. These two are currently your transfers. Scott Marek, he's going to keep it low, maybe block the path of James Murphy. And they are going to get it done. Daryl Bass comes extremely close to stealing that last transfer spot. Unfortunately, not able to make it happen. We are starting the B mains here. I figured we'd have at least one more heat, but no, here we go. We are live with the consies here. Here is our grid. In P13 is going to be Samuel Lawson. P12, Jonathan Snyder. Kyle Davis on the inside of him in row number 6. Row number 5, however, is going to consist of Jeffrey Hyatt and Preston Shepard. P8, Aaron Bowman, Will Bennett, P7, Ethan Stuckwish, P6, Zach Gold, P5. Your top 4 is Ian Lindell, Nate Wimhoff, Mason Cassidy in P2, and your pole sitter for the first B main, Clayton Clewell. I've said his name. He's been pole sitter twice tonight, boys. He's been pole sitter twice tonight. So here we go with Clayton Clewell. Laps, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget. As the pace truck is going to pull off as the sun starts to set. Here at Virtual Rossburg, Clayton Clewell is going to get us off to a fantastic start here. I'm not entirely sure how many are going to make it out of these B mains. I know they are taking 4 more cars than usual. So that's going to be a total of 24 drivers in this feature, I believe. That is what I was told yesterday, unless things have changed. But Clayton Clewell is off to a fantastic start here. Already got a half-second lead on P2, Mason Cassidy. Ethan Stuckwish is going to try to take that position away from MC. As he is just rolling the bottom. He's making it work to some extent. That's going to be a 15.34. He is currently fastest on track. Ethan Stuckwish, he is just on rails down there on the bottom. He is really making that line work. He's going to pass Mason Cassidy. They are basically in some sort of a drag race right now. They're just sticking to their lines and seeing who comes out on top. Ian Lindell now trying to enter himself into this fray. The coast-to-coast Sim Sports driver in that number 55. Aaron Bowman is here as well. He is in P6 in that absolutely beautiful 44. He is going to try to make it happen on Ian Lindell. He's able to get by him for now. Next on the list is Nate Wimhoff in that number 48. Mason Cassidy's going to run a purple with a 15.34. He is right on the heels of Clayton Clewell. I do believe, boys. Yes, sir. $10 is on the line here. I forgot about that. $10 to the feature, not feature, sorry, the Consi winner. So here we go. Mason Cassidy trying to get himself paid. As he is on the back of Clayton Clewell. He's going to try for a move. We are white flag. He's going to take his chances. He's going to do it in the final corner. Ladies and gentlemen, Mason Cassidy, he's got to throw it. He's going to throw it. He's going to stick to the bottom. He just can't get it. Clayton Clewell, your pole sitter, is going to lead every single lap, and he is going to walk home with the $10 contingency. Ladies and gentlemen, Clayton Clewell, your LCQ winner. More for him to come if he can somehow win the feature here tonight. That would be quite the story. As we get into our second consolation of the night, we'll go over your grid starting from the back with Justin Byram in that number 19 C2C SLM. Jason Wilson's going to be on the inside of him in P13. Brandon Schatz is going to be in P12 with Michael Coate in P11. Elena Rouge in P10. Casey Borgmeyer, P9. William Thayer, that's Willie T, owner-operator, in P8. P7 is going to be Brandon Jones. P6, Carson Jenkins. P5, Blake Culver. Top 4 is going to be Derek Jester, Deese Price, Daryl Bass, and your pole sitter, Dylan Del Mastro. In that number 62, along with Carson Jenkins, who is also running number 62 on his car. Leak has him at 28, however. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere, because after this, and once we get done with the dashes, we are going to be doing the big giveaway, $20 just through any online transaction host that you have. We got PayPal, we got Venmo, we got Cash App. I don't have Zelle, I don't have Skilla, but I hope you guys, hope whoever wins has one of those three that I listed. So be here, be attentive, be ready for that. You could walk home $20. I had a big cough there. I apologize. Dylan Del Mastro is going to press the button here. And he is off and away. Daryl Bass right on his back bumper. Looking to make something happen is Daryl Bass, who has been pretty consistent as of late. And that consistency is paying off, because Daryl Bass is P13 in the point standings right now. If he could have a big night here tonight at Eldora, that would be huge for him. Dylan Del Mastro running into the 28 of Carson Jenkins. Carson's going to let it roll on the bottom side here. Looking very, very well equipped in that number 62. He's going to go up against the other 62. It's going to be C2C versus Midwest here with Carson Jenkins and Dylan Del Mastro. Deese Price is thinking, that's all I want them to do is battle each other. Because if they're battling each other, maybe they will be distracted enough for me to extend this lead. Carson Jenkins, however, and Dylan Del Mastro for that fact, they are both right on the back bumper at Deese Price. They are 3 wide heading into turn 3 and 4. Carson Jenkins is going to shoot it just a little too far. They are still 3 wide, almost neck and neck. Daryl Bass might insert himself into this equation, as Deese Price is still holding the lead for now. Carson Jenkins all over the back of him. He had a good run. Deese Price was smart to block that off. Carson Jenkins is through. He is going to find a way. He's going to roll the bottom. Deese Price has the momentum, but Carson Jenkins has the most valuable spot on the track, and he's going to go wide. And he has lost that advantageous position to Deese Price almost immediately after gaining it. But Carson Jenkins is going to take the top line. He's going to have momentum. And he is out of there like he just got shot out of a cannon. Carson Jenkins in that number 62. He's got 2 laps to go. Daryl Bass behind him. Dylan Del Mastro, Deese Price as well. They are fighting, and they're going to stretch out. The battle seems to be over. Carson Jenkins has 1 lap to go. He's going to brush up against the wall. And it's not going to matter. Carson Jenkins out of nowhere with a Lewis Hamilton-esque moment, navigating the 3 drivers coming out on top. Oh, man. Oh, I just lost my voice yelling at that. Carson Jenkins with one of the moves of the season. What a drive from that driver there. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because we are about to start the dashes. As I'm going to try to talk with race directors now. As we got a couple of drivers. Looks like we might be setting up the dash. Yeah, that's exactly what that looks like. Kane Williams, Justin Sick, RBJ. Yeah, looks like we're setting up the dash here. As I'm trying to get information from the race director on what's kind of going to be going down time slot wise. I don't know exactly when I need to roll this giveaway. However, if you guys would like to enter the giveaway, this can be for anyone, literally anybody watching this stream. Type in, not DRT this time, but it's going to be ATV for Arsenal TV. Type in ATV in chat to be entered into a $20 giveaway. Just going to be straight online transaction, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. So if you want to enter in that and win yourself $20, so here we go. We've got the request coming in. Make sure you're only typing it once, guys. I'll be able to see it. We will roll that at the next available time. It seems like we're doing the dash right now, and this is going to have to be essentially completely freestyle. The dash is 8 laps, $10 to win here, as I can't go off my timing tower because they're just registering as lap times and not with each other. So we've got Jesse Newsome, Robbie Buchanan Jr., who are fighting for this win right now. It's going to be 12 laps. I, unfortunately, cannot tell you what lap they're on. So we're just going to go until they slow down. Jesse Newsome and Robbie Buchanan Jr. are neck and neck right now. They do have the 747 of Tyson Banks behind them. That's also the Big H, Hayden Tullison, sitting right there with them. However, Jesse Newsome in that number 11 C2C car, looking to make that top line work. He's got the momentum. He is going to outpull Robbie Buchanan Jr. as we get a good look at that car. Wow, what a livery there. He's ran it every week, but I just can't get over how good it looks. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're typing in ATV in chat if you want to be entered into the $20 giveaway. It can be anybody, literally anybody. If you're watching this stream on Twitch, on YouTube, and you want a chance to win $20, type in ATV in chat. We'll roll it after this dash. I have absolutely zero idea what lap these drivers are on. I do know Jesse Newsom is in front. And it sounds like they're slowing down. Oh, that's it. I guess that's it. Jesse Newsom is going to be your dash winner here tonight. That is going to be $10 going his way. So incredible stuff there. As they are going to line it up for picture time, I suppose. What a good showing from them. As now the rest of the drivers of the DRT, I'm sure, will be able to take the track, pack it in to their liking. And we are going to go ahead and roll this giveaway, I suppose. And so we've got some last minute entries coming in. Make sure you type in ATV in chat. As we got some more people coming in, trying to get involved. We'll roll the giveaway here in about 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 minutes, we're going to be rolling this giveaway. Trying to see if there's anybody out on track. I do not believe there is. So I'll give it about 30 seconds, guys, because I believe we're about to start the feature. Not entirely sure if that's correct, but... Okay, we're going to be rolling in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You guys can count. We are going to be rolling it in 3, 2, 1. Good luck to everybody involved. Zach Nemitz, who was the last entry in, he just got it by a little bit. Zach Nemitz is your winner of the $20 giveaway. Zach, if you have Discord and are in the DRT server, find me. I'm the only one with the broadcaster role. DM me on Discord. If not, and you do not, if you're not in the Discord, don't have a Discord account or whatever, just find a way to DM me. Let me know in chat how you're going to hit me up. Twitter is at ArsonXL. TikTok is at ArsonXL. The YouTube you're on, so you know that. The Twitch is Arsenal TV. The Discord is ArsonXL as well. Just get a hold of me somehow. If you can't find a way to get a hold of me, then just stick around for the end of the stream and we'll get something figured out, man. So that is going to be your $20 winner. Chase Copeland taking the $20 iRacing credit win. As we get set here to start the feature, let me go into my chat and link this Discord for the fine gentleman named Zach Nemitz. Unfortunately, giveaway is over. So we have one person who unfortunately did not make it in time. However, I believe we might be ready to go racing here. There's a lot of cars that are huddled up in that pit. Track is open. Zach, I got your request, brother. We are all good. I will get it all squared away with you after the broadcast. Thank you so much for the support. Thank all of you for the support. Really means a lot. Your support with the stream, your support with also the DRT, and everything that comes with it. We appreciate you guys being out here every single week, showing your support for the drivers that you like, showing your support for me, showing your support for the league. And honestly, it means a lot. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. And anytime now, these drivers will be starting the feature. Which is gonna be absolutely insanity. I can't wait to see it. Your first Crown Jewel event of the season. We're halfway through the season, and what a bet. There couldn't be a better way. There couldn't be a better way to wrap up this first half of the season. All the excitement, all the frustration, all the amazing racing we've seen here in the DRT. There's no better way to go about it than settling it here at Eldora for the Crown Jewel event. $50 to win. The drivers are lining up, and you know what that means. Well, I thought it meant it's time to grid. I don't know how many are starting. As soon as I get a confirmation on how many are actually in this feature, we'll start the cool thing. We will do the cool thing. But race director Chase Copeland is not answering his phone, unfortunately. So, yeah, the pace truck's pulling off. I believe we've got 24. So that's how we're going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ride. In P24, Brandon Jones, Zach Gold, Michael Coate, Ian Lindell, Willie T, Will Bennett, Casey Borgmeyer, Aaron Bowman, Dees Price, Nate Wimhoff, Dylan Del Mastro, Ethan Stuckwish, Daryl Bass, Mason Cassidy, Carson Jenkins, Clayton Clewell, James Murphy, Hayden Tullison, Justin Sick, Tyson Banks, Scott Merrick, Kane Williams is going to be on your bronze spot here. RBJ, your points leader in P2. And your pole sitter for tonight's crown jewel at Eldora in the number 11 super late model representing coast to coast, Jesse Newsom. Jesse Newsom gets all the cool applause, but Robbie Buchanan Jr. is right there. Actually took a little bit off him, but he is back in P2. Hayden Tullison right there in P3. A lot of these drivers looking to take the bottom here, as I'm not entirely sure if that's going to stick for the entire race. As you know, these drivers love to change their lines up depending on where they can extract the most grip. Justin Sick down there in P7. He is going to run purple with a 15.42. Scott Merrick right in front of him, as he is going to have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Tyson Banks has overtaken Robbie Buchanan Jr. for that second spot. He's the only one up there where the Angels sing right now, taking advantage of that fresh track and that clean air, and he is going to get around Jesse Newsom. Tyson Banks looking real good here, as that is going to be a 15.347 for Tyson Banks. I'm sure that that is being relayed to the other drivers, as maybe the top side is where to go right now. Jesse Newsom is going to adopt that, I should say, and adapt himself, getting into the top two right now. Tyson Banks still holding a clean lead. That is 0.6 of a second, and it is growing. Tyson Banks looking to win that $50 from the Crown Jewel prize purse here tonight at Eldora. Jesse Newsom has surely got something to say about that, along with RBJ. Your two championship leaders right now, chasing down Tyson Banks, who is currently... Tyson Banks sits in P10 in the point standings. So a win here tonight in the Crown Jewel would be amazing for his championship stock going into the second half of the season. I believe we're at Hussitz next week. I'm still not entirely sure how to say that track. I do apologize for that. However, Tyson Banks out to a 1.4 second lead. He said, "Bring me that money and let's leave." As Tyson Banks driving like he stole it out to a 1.6 second lead. And then Jesse Newsom also has a 1.1 second lead over Robbie Buchanan Jr. So absolute nightmare fuel for the drivers that are not Tyson Banks, because he is currently out to a crazy lead. We'll see if he can continue this pace through the late race. See if maybe the tire degradation on that 747, will it play a huge part? But as of right now, it is the perfect strategy because he is out in clean air. About to catch up to our current last place sitter, which is Ethan Stuckwish and Nate Wimhoff. Two people you don't typically see at the back of the grid. Not at all. Another guy you don't see to the back of the grid is going to be Carson Jenkins, who had an absolute heck of a run, probably the run of the night here in that B main, I believe it was. Currently 3 wide with Casey Borgmeyer and the 22 of Will Bennett. But back up towards the front, it is going to be Tyson Banks, still out to an insane 2.75 second lead. As we're coming up on the first third of the race done. 75 laps here at Eldora. And if all goes well and we stay green, we'll be out of here in about 20 minutes. However, with how hard Aaron Bowman and Deese Price are fighting right now, you have that all across the grid. We are for sure to get into some sort of kerfluffle, as they are going to back it off. However, Carson Jenkins not afraid to get his nose a little dirty on the dirt track, as he is going to make quick work of Brandon Jones there. Carson Jenkins ripping it around that top side, looking to maybe make quick work of the 44 Aaron Bowman as well. He's going to get that move pretty much done and dusted, but wait, hold on. Aaron Bowman having a little bit of pace, but not able to keep the momentum up that Carson Jenkins can. And for the most part, the field is pretty spread out here. A lot of single file running right now. However, single file running does tend to run a little bit smoother, but if it does go bad, you get a little bit of an accordion stack up. And that's 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 or 7 cars that are losing a front bumper or have damage in the rear, some sort of thing. And then it's not good from there. Jesse Newsom, however, is making real good work of the clean air while he can. Tyson Banks is having to battle lappers right now, which is allowing Jesse Newsom to shrink that lead ever so much. So we'll stay on board here with Tyson Banks as he is going to battle lap traffic. As we go helmet cam for Tyson Banks here in that 747. He's going to try his best to make quick work of these lap cars. Jesse Newsom only 1.2 seconds behind. Tyson Banks going to have a little bit of a mistake there as well. Going to get into the wall there coming out of turn 2. As Jesse Newsom now has battles of his own, only 0.8 of a second back, however. As we'll show you the interval here. Jesse Newsom's got 4 seconds on Robbie Buchanan Jr. However, Only 0.8 of a second to the leader, Tyson Banks. As we take a look at some of these drivers' iRating, I mean, you can just see so much talent in this grid. These drivers here at the DRT, there was rumblings, there were rumors, there were accusations being thrown around that the dirt community is dead. And although there is some truth to that, these people here at the DRT, you know, you got Crispy, you got Brandon Schott, you've got Chase Copeland, all the people who have worked behind the scenes to put this thing together, as Daryl Bass is going to get in. So I'm not even sure who that... Actually, that's not Daryl Bass, I'm pretty sure. I apologize on that. However, let me just keep going. They set up this DRT, the Dirt Revival Tour, to do exactly that. They are trying to revive dirt racing here on the iRacing service. Some say the passion is gone. Some say the competitiveness is gone. Some say that setup shops are ruining it because everybody just runs the same thing. The open sets turn into fixed sets when everybody's running the same exact car. And here at DRT, they're trying to revive that love, that vigor, that just commitment to the craft, to the game. Jesse Newsom gonna get into a lapped car there. I'm not entirely sure who that is. That is number 9 of Zach Gold, actually. As we check in with Tyson Banks here, who actually has nothing but clean air to Jesse Newsom. So Jesse Newsom is going to be on the hunt now. Robbie Buchanan still 3.7 seconds back from Jesse. But to wrap all that up in what I was saying, the DRT is here, and it's going to stay here. These drivers are not going anywhere. So just be prepared, because if you are enjoying this, if you're into high-class, upper echelon dirt racing, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitch, right here, Tuesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, every Tuesday, the Dirt Revival Tour is your answer. It is that itch. It is the proper scratching of that itch, I should say, of good dirt racing. Now, back to the action. Let's lock in. Tyson Banks is still in the lead. He holds a 0.4 of a second lead over Jesse Newsom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a crown jewel event. $50 is up for grabs for the winner of this race. So we aren't just racing for championship points. We are racing for cold, hard cash here tonight. And if all things go well, it looks like Tyson Banks or Jesse Newsom are going to be the recipients of that cash flow. Jesse Newsom going to make a move into 3 and 4. He's going to get it to stick. However, Tyson Banks is going to come back at him. Jesse Newsom not letting it slide. He is going to take the bottom. Tyson Banks is now forced behind him. And now Tyson Banks has to go get it done all by himself. Robbie Buchanan Jr. still nowhere to be found. It is a 2-horse race at this time. Jesse Newsom and Tyson Banks. Brandon Jones right there in front of him. Or right there behind him, I should say. Acting as sort of a pick from any lead lap driver. You're going to have to get by him if you want to get to the top 2 here. That is Jesse Newsom and Tyson Banks. As now they're rolling up on Carson Jenkins, currently 5th in the championship standings. currently sitting in P14. Not the ideal place for him tonight. This is not where he wanted to be, as we are yellow. A 55-lap green flag run. It was bound to happen at some point. Ethan Stuckwish is who is credited for the crash. We'll go back and have a look, as he's going to take the corner here in his number 35 Midwest Sim Sports super late model. Coming around turn 1 and 2, and it looks like, oh, he might just hit the wall. The 127 of, I believe that is Michael Coate. Yes, Michael Coate, unfortunately washed just a little bit up on the track. And Ethan Stuckwish, that is not how the super late model is supposed to look. He is going to have to take that back to the pits. And so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, who are entering the stream now. Unfortunately, you are just a tiny bit too late. We have ran both giveaways. We have ran the $20 iRacing credit giveaway. We have also ran the $20 just standard giveaway. So unfortunately, that is done and dusted here for tonight. However, if you follow the stream, then you will be notified when the next Crown Jewel event is for the DRT. We'll be running the same exact giveaways we did tonight. And who knows, we might even do it a little bit bigger. Jesse Newsom has the button. He pulls it early. And we are up, and away. Tyson Banks did not have a good restart, as now Hayden Tollison and Robbie Buchanan Jr. have entered the fray. Can Tyson Banks get his car to do what he wants for these last 20 laps? He might have used all of his tires up. Robbie Buchanan Jr. here, did he play the safe game? He got behind. Did he just save his stuff in preparation for a late race caution? It sure might seem like it, because him and Jesse Newsom are now pulling away from the rest of the pack. Hayden Tollison in P3. He ran a 16.35 there. That's going to be 2/10. 2/10 behind Robbie Buchanan Jr., because he ran a 16.16. Now, as we come back across, Hayden Tollison now running a 16.27. And Robbie Buchanan Jr., RBJ. Can he get it done here in Eldora? We are winding down here. We've got about 15 laps to go. Make it 14 at the line. Robbie Buchanan Jr. going to try to get something done here. Man, what a result this would be for RBJ. The $50 and extending his lead in the championship. Jesse Newsom really needs to find a way to get in front of RBJ, because the longer he stays behind him in the championship, the harder it's going to be for him to catch back up. We've only got 5 races left after Eldora here tonight. Robbie Buchanan Jr. now up to a 1-second lead. And if we aren't faced with a caution, RBJ might just be in the good. And if that is the case, then RBJ had one heck of a night. Clayton Clewell here in fourth. What a good performance from him. He is up 5 spots. Brandon Jones is also up 9 spots. He was dead last on the grid. Look at this grouping from these guys. Brandon Jones, Daryl Bass, Willie T. That's the 17. The 747 of Tyson Banks. He's all the way back in P9. Whoa, and that's going to be a caution. That's got to be a caution. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we get started, and we already see that. I believe that is a 35 of Ethan Stuckwish. Or no, that is not the 35 of Stuckwish. I apologize here. That might be the 65 of James Murphy. We'll take a look. We'll always have a look. Oh, and did he just self-spin? That might have just been a very unlucky self-spin. We'll have a look again. Maybe try to get a different angle on the situation. I think it was. I think it was just a self-spin. So very unfortunate on the party of James Murphy. That's going to be one they wish they could get back. I did not grab any water tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so I am very, very sorry about the absences. You know, having to take a second to mute the microphone and cough or clear my throat, do anything like that. You'd think this is now my 9th week doing this with the DRT. You'd think I would have, you know, built some sort of immunity or tolerance to yelling like a complete dummy into my monitor while some people watch, 10, 20 people watch. However, I do appreciate all you guys for joining. I do appreciate all the support you guys show me and the DRT. We are ready to go green. It's RBJ leading us away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That, my friends, was bars. Jesse Newsom trying a slider right out of the gate. We are yellow again. This time it looks like it might be Willie T. We'll see what happens. We get started here, and oh, just a big bunch up. I believe it might have started with Tyson Banks, or maybe the 17 there. I'm not entirely sure who that is, the 17. So, weird number. Either way, just a little bit of an accordion effect when it comes to those single file starts. I just pulled a very scumbag move, saw an old water bottle on my floor, had a little bit left, so I opened it up, took a drink. We should be good to finish out this event. Ladies and gentlemen, RBJ, that's Robbie Buchanan Jr. If you haven't heard of him, you might want to get learned. Robbie Buchanan Jr. came into this league in, I almost said season 2, but round number 2, I believe. And he is at the top of the championship standings. He is an absolute menace. He is an alien. He's got insane pace. And he is going to lead us away for ideally the last time here tonight at Eldora. He's got 5 laps to make something happen. Or I guess not make something happen. He's got to defend his turf. He's got to defend his house. His dirt. I don't know what to say there. I'm losing my mind. Robbie Buchanan Jr. out to a 0.6 of a second lead over Jesse Newsom. Hayden Tullison is going to be right behind him, looking to try to make something happen. 3 laps to go. Robbie Buchanan Jr. is almost there. He cannot lose focus now. 2 to go. Jesse Newsom with the overtake on Hayden Tullison. Hayden Tullison and Jesse Newsom had an insane battle at Lernerville during the preseason mini-series. And he is going to try to cut it underneath Jesse Newsom. We are white flag. Robbie Buchanan Jr. is going to be your crown jewel winner. $50 and a championship lead extension. Jesse Newsom, however, looking to come home in second. He's going to get hit in the back by Hayden Tullison, and that is going to cost Hayden another position. That is going to be Clayton Clewell. He seemed to be everywhere tonight, who comes up with a heist of the century on the Big H, and he is going to finish third. What a race towards the end there for Clayton Clewell. Jesse Newsom, as always, going to be up here somewhere in P2. And, of course, RBJ going to get it done. As you see the fireworks go off. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be your crown jewel. We will bring the podium sitters in for an interview here. Wow. What an event. And now let's turn our attention to the P3 finisher for tonight, Clayton Clewell. Clayton, you got a copy, man.
Oh, I do.
Clayton, it seemed like you were everywhere tonight, and I mean everywhere. I announced your name as a pole sitter twice tonight. I don't think that's ever been done in the DRT. You were sitting in the top 10, top 9, top 8, somewhere around there for most of that feature, and then all of a sudden you just turn it on at the end and you end up with a podium, man. Walk me through it. What happened?
To be honest, I just had a game plan going into the night. Ran a few practice laps here before the race with everybody in Fusion, pretty much, and everybody helped. Blake Culver was helping me. I knew I was gonna have to save 40 laps at least. I had Hayden, which is a pro. I mean, I'm good myself, but Hayden's better. So as soon as Hayden went, I saved a little bit after because I figured I was really praying it was gonna be a caution fest, and we only got only a few. But I saved enough to where at the end I could at least run the top and not burn my tires up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a good decision by you. Landed you on the podium here tonight. Now, the first half of the season is concluded, and I mean no disrespect, but up here towards the top is not somewhere you've typically been a lot in this DRT season. Does finishing here in P3 at a crown jewel event nonetheless, does that give you a lot more confidence heading into the second half of the season?
For sure. Been a busy schedule all year with being an IRL rap guy. Try to race when I can and when I'm available. Definitely trying to make DRT my main priority, as I have been doing pretty good the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree there. You've been doing really good. And you are on the fast track to something great if you can keep chaining these performances together. But turning away from that, I'm going to give the floor to you, man. Shout out whoever you want. Thank whoever you want for the performance here tonight.
My company, Elite Signs and Graphics, that was started this year. Fusion Setup Shop. D-Keep Speed, UDTV, Speed by Watt, Stephen Gaines Consulting. I'm actually running my dad's old late model scheme, so that was cool to bring it out here for tonight and get a podium.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is sentimental value and also good championship value as you finish P3. Clayton, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your night, and hopefully we get to talking more towards the end of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And now bringing in our P2 finisher, Jesse Newsome. Jesse, you had to battle two different people there in the form of Tyson Banks and then RBJ. How was it?
I wasn't expecting Tyson to go that early in the race, and we didn't get a caution until lap 50, so I kind of used my stuff up to pass him. And once that caution came out, I didn't really know how much Robbie or Hayden or anybody behind me really how much they had been saving. I just knew Tyson's stuff was kind of burnt, and no excuses. I mean, Robbie just flat out beat me. I couldn't run the cut down line as good as him. Me and his tires were about the same. He was just nailing it way better than I was, and I was sort of hanging on there to the end with Hayden. Me and him had contact coming to the line, so I don't know how he feels about it or what, but it wasn't intentional. Honestly, I think it was just a misjudgment on his part of where I was going to go out of the corner. So anyway, no excuses. I got beat. It was fun. It was a fun race. Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, fun it was, I bet, for you as well as it was for us here watching it. And, although you didn't get the win here tonight at the Crown Jewel event, you're not going to walk home with your pockets lined or anything. But on another note, RBJ also extends his championship lead just a tad. Is that something you're kind of, really... Obviously, you're wanting to get it turned around, but is that something that might be, weighing on you as you head into the second half of the season?
I mean, it's definitely going to make me more aggressive racing him. I mean, because obviously all of us want to win, but still going to race him with respect. Me and Robbie are cool. I'm not going to do anything that's going to ruin our friendship or whatever, but yeah, he's really good. He's honestly, like I said last time, he's good enough to win every single race for the rest of the season. So it's going to be tough, especially with Hayden. Yeah, I think it's going to shape out to be a good run.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you guys have been putting on a hell of a show here for, the entire season. So I hope to see more of that with you three-headed beast here at the front of the grid most of the time. And I just want to let you, take the floor, shout out whoever you want, thank whoever you want for the performance here tonight.
First off, want to thank Justin Byram with Coast to Coast, everybody over there, Mason Cassidy, Colton Jordan, Zach Jenkins, Ian Lindell, Scott Merrick, everybody over there. And I want to thank everybody at Majula C, Speed Shop, CFM, and you for broadcasting as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it's been an honor to talk to you. I'm sure we'll talk more throughout the season. You just can't seem to get off that podium. But here's to hoping that you can put a dent in the championship lead. Ladies and gentlemen, your P2 finisher here tonight, Jesse Newsome. And now turning our attention to the winner, RBJ, bring me my money. You walk home $50 richer and the winner of the first Crown Jewel event here in the DRT. How's it feel?
It's great. I mean, I really didn't know that we were doing the inverts in the heats, so I qualified second and had to start fourth. I forgot about the invert, which was fine. I mean, I knew I could probably still get to the front and, at least make the show, but it feels really good to get a crown jewel.
Yeah, now, towards the beginning of the race, Tyson Banks looked like he was about to put all of you on a poster with the pace that he was showing in the beginning of the race. Did you think did you know that he was going to fall off as hard as he fell off because of how quick he was going towards the beginning of the race?
Yeah, because like it was 75 laps, so I was conservative either way. But I knew he was just gonna. I seen him on the top, and I was like, he's probably just gonna keep on just ripping top, and his tires are gonna be gone. 50 laps. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just tried to run middle and preserve, but yeah, I mean, I knew as soon as he went top, it was like, and I seen lap traffic up there holding him up, and I was like, if you get a caution, it's either gonna be me or Jesse. Like, there's no other person who's gonna be able to win.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You put on one hell of a show here. Tonight, you and Jesse Newsom having a battle for the ages. Is there anything you want to add on, to that championship battle? You guys had another war this week. I'm sure you'll have more wars throughout the season. Is there anything that you just want to add on that?
I mean, yeah, he's raced me clean every single race. I like Jesse. I don't have a problem with him. I mean, I hope we just have a good season, good battles the rest of the season too. I mean, we've raced the hell out of each other the whole season. Yeah, I like him. He's really fast, and I think he can contend in any kind of race this season. I feel like.
Well, that is good to hear because he said the exact same thing about you. So good cohesion coming from our top 2 championship leaders. I'm going to let you have the floor now. Thank whoever you want for the performance here tonight.
I just gotta thank my Jules C Speed Shop, Mid South Mafia, James Braswell, Leo's Roofing Service, Elite Virtual Graphic Design, B&B Auto Works, Joey Lingeron Photography, all the Midwest guys for putting this deal on, and you for broadcasting it.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate that. We always appreciate the love that you guys show the DRT and Arsenal TV for the broadcast. RBJ, I'm going to let you go, man. Enjoy that money, enjoy that win, and enjoy that championship lead.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me here at Arsenal TV. It has been an honor, as always. And the racing here tonight, I just want to drop, it's into the broadcast. I'm going to drop the professionalism for a second. And I'm just going to talk real with you guys. I agree that dirt is dying. I agree that it's dying in real life. I agree that it's dying on the iRacing service. However, if you or a friend they don't even have to have iRacing. They don't even have to know what it is. But if they're a fan of dirt racing in general, get them involved. Get them tuned into this league every Tuesday night. I have been broadcasting races for almost 3 years now, on and off. I have done oval. I have done dirt. I've done a road course or two. And honestly, honest to God, I'm not lying to you guys when I say this is some of the best racing I have ever seen on the iRacing service. I've been on the iRacing service for 6 years now. I can't believe it's been 6 years, but it has. And I know there's probably a lot of you people out there that have been there a lot longer. And, I'm not trying to throw seniority or flex the age at anybody. But this league here, these drivers, these racers, they have it. They have that it factor. They have the ability to put on the best race you've ever seen in your entire life any Tuesday. Any Tuesday. So, yeah, just if you have anybody you like, anybody that you want to be exposed to this kind of racing, get them tuned in every single Tuesday, 8:30 EST, here on Arsenal TV. I'll be here. I'll be losing my voice. I'll be coughing. I'll be making mistakes. It's not going to be the perfect broadcast, but it's almost a perfect race every single Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Crown Jewel event, round 5 at Eldora. Robbie Buchanan Jr. extends his championship lead over Jesse Newsom. Hayden Tolleson comes back. He fights hard for a P4. Carson Jenkins, unfortunately, in P11 is not going to help his championship case by any means. However, I'm sure they'll be back next week. We go to Husets. I don't even know how to say it, man. But we'll be there. 60 laps. It's going to be a hell of a time. Get involved. The Dirt Revival Tour is here. Dirt is alive again, and it's thanks to these guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next Tuesday. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And have a nice evening.